On January 1st, 2026, MTV officially stopped playing music. Let that sink in. This was the channel that made Michael Jackson untouchable, that turned Madonna into a global icon, that taught an entire generation how to see music. So how did the most influential music network in history end up abandoning music entirely? To answer that, we have to go back to a time when cable TV barely existed, and music videos weren't even a thing. In 1979, a former radio DJ named Robert Pittman pitched a wild idea to Warner executives, a 24-hour television channel that played nothing but music videos. At the time, only about 17 million American households even had cable. Most people had never seen a music video in their lives. It sounded insane. But on August 1st, 1981, MTV went live. The first words ever spoken were simple. Ladies and gentlemen, rock and roll. The first video? Video killed the radio star. Prophetic, whether they knew it or not. Early MTV was chaos. They had just 125 videos on rotation. VJs were paid barely enough to survive. Executives warned staff not to buy houses because the channel might collapse. And financially, MTV lost $50 million in its first year. But the biggest problem wasn't money. It was relevance. By 1983, the biggest song in America was Billie Jean. Every radio station played it. MTV refused to air the video. That's when CBS Records made a phone call that would change everything. The message was blunt. Play Michael Jackson, or we pull every artist from your network and tell the public why. MTV caved. When Billie Jean entered heavy rotation, everything changed. For the first time, MTV became profitable. For the first time, it felt essential. And then came Thriller, a 9-minute music video that felt more like a Hollywood film. It cost nearly $1 million to make, unheard of at the time. After it aired, Michael Jackson sold 1 million records per week. MTV didn't just broadcast culture anymore, it created it. By the mid-1980s, MTV was unstoppable. If you wanted to reach young people, there was no alternative. Revenue exploded. Profit margins hit over 40%. Viacom bought the network for $667 million. Serious money at the time. MTV reached over 100 million homes worldwide. But behind the scenes, there was an uncomfortable truth. MTV didn't actually make much money from playing music. Music videos were free content, paid for by record labels. But viewers didn't stick around long enough to sell premium advertising. So, MTV experimented. In 1987, they launched Remote Control, a game show. Ratings crushed music blocks. Then, in 1992, they launched The Real World, reality TV before anyone called it that. It tripled the ratings of music programming. That same year, while fans remember MTV as being at its cultural peak, executives learned something dangerous. Reality TV was cheaper, more addictive, and wildly more profitable. By the late 1990s, MTV quietly cut music programming by nearly 2/3. Fans complained, but ratings told a different story. Beavis and Butthead, The Real World, later Total Request Live. TRL felt like a return to music, screaming fans, artists, countdowns, but even at its peak, it pulled a fraction of the audience that reality shows did. Meanwhile, something bigger was coming. Napster, Kazaa, then YouTube. Suddenly, music was free, instant, and on demand. MTV's original value, being the gatekeeper of music, vanished overnight. So they doubled down on what worked, reality TV. And in 2009, they struck gold. Jersey Shore wasn't just a hit, it was a phenomenon. At its peak, it pulled 11 million viewers per episode, the biggest show in MTV history. It generated more profit for Viacom than almost any other property they owned. MTV wasn't dying, it was printing money. But it was also aging fast. By the early 2010s, young viewers were abandoning cable entirely. Streaming was winning. The monoculture was gone. When Jersey Shore ended, nothing replaced it. Ratings collapsed, ad revenue fell, MTV cut costs hard. Instead of taking creative risks, they found the cheapest solution possible: one show over and over again. Ridiculousness. A clip show that cost almost nothing to produce. By 2020, it filled 2/3 of MTV's entire broadcast schedule. 1,700 episodes, 46 seasons. MTV News shut down. The VMAs lost most of their audience. By 2024, MTV ranked 55th among cable channels. Then came the final move. In January 2026, MTV quietly shut down all dedicated music programming. No announcement, no farewell, just silence. So did MTV fail? Not really. MTV didn't die because it abandoned music. It died because the world it was built for disappeared. Music became infinite, attention became fragmented, cable became irrelevant. MTV gave audiences exactly what they watched. And when those audiences left, there was nothing left to save. The channel that once defined youth culture couldn't survive a world where youth culture no longer had a single screen.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to The Business Lens. It really helps us keep creating stories like this one. And let us know in the comments what company, empire, or business figure you'd like us to cover next. We read every suggestion, and your idea might be the next deep dive on this channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.